Hello, I am Giovanna. I am the spiritual love coach and the blogger behind Spiritual Love Tarot. So I wanted to come on and talk about my newest deck, and it's one that I absolutely love. Currently, I have the deck and its companion book in this cute little um, gift bag that came from a gift I got that someone sent me from Amazon. Perfect bag. So let me see if I have the box. So okay, let me share how this process came about. So I wanted to find a witch themed tarot deck, and there are plenty. I've got had a couple other ones. I have the Central Wicca, I had the Goddess Triple Goddess Tarot. And so I've got a few different ones to see which one that I really wanted to work with. So I'm going to talk about all of these. So the first one was the Witch's Tarot. And what I loved most about this deck is the backing. Look how beautiful that is. It's got this galaxy thing going on. I like how it has like the warm and cool at the bottom, and then it has the symbol there for not the moon phases as well as maiden, mother, crone. I also for some reason I didn't really connect to the images on the cards, and I don't like the borders. So this deck I'm probably going to get fancy one day, I don't know when that's going to be, and trim the borders and then edge it. Otherwise, I do like the deck. It just, when I was looking at the images, they were not my favorite artwork. And that's by Ellen Dugan. Beautiful deck. The other deck that I have, and I really love the artwork on this deck. It's really a really fun deck. Is the Everyday Witch Tarot. And I like it. It's very kind of whimsical, everyday. Here's like Three of Hearts. I loved this deck. I really loved this deck. I love the artwork, and just looking at it, I'm trying to figure out why I went with the other deck anyway. I don't know. I just like it. I love how kind of whimsical it is, and then the back of the card has the cat, the black cat, the witch's hat, and the broomstick. All of these decks are about the same size, but ultimately I chose the Green Witch Tarot as the deck because it really spoke to me. So the format of this deck is a little bit different. Like for the Hangman, we have here the Oak King, and it really relies on different elements of witchcraft in the deck. Like the full card is the Green Man. So when I got this deck, sorry about that, the cards are very slick, so they drop very easily, like when shuffling and everything. And so I did not open this deck for a while. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like it. It's very iffy, but I also love nature. And so when I first was comparing the decks and looking through the decks, I wasn't too thrilled about this one. So I compared all the decks and really went back, but there was something about this deck that was like really calling me to work with it. And so I looked at the companion book that comes with it, and I just really like the intention behind this deck to really pull in the craft with tarot. I also, what got me is, so the first time I looked through the cards, I was like, this isn't what I don't know, this just wasn't it. And so the second time I cleared the deck, I did a little incantation, and then I set some crystals on top of it. I used labradorite, I used cat's eye, and I also used Lemurian seed. I had, and I have too, and I also used moss agate and merlinite. These two stones I keep in the bag with the deck at all times. Those are its companion stones. So when I really looked through the deck, what got me was how, after like I cleared it and cleansed it and all of that, I went through each card and I greeted each card and I really studied like the image and was like able to connect with the energy of the deck. And when I did that, like it's like a whole new world opened up and the messages come through so clearly in these cards. My favorite card is actually the Five of Pentacles. I just love how it really captured that feeling of being like out in the cold, not even realizing like what's around you. There's, you know, the fire back there. You feel like you don't belong, like you don't have anything. But if you just look, there's like abundance and support and warmth and all of that all around. I really loved it. And so this deck is now definitely one of my favorites. Have I done readings with it? I did an interview spread with the deck, but otherwise have not worked with it. And this is the Ace of Chalices or Ace of Cups. What I also like is how every card not only has, you know, the tarot meaning behind it, there's also a plant and animal meaning on each of the cards. So here we have, I was going to say daylily. That's not a lily. That is honeysuckle. And honeysuckle is all about love and abundance. And that, I believe, is a salmon. Let me look because I'm not 100% sure. Let me see. Yeah, so on the Ace of Chalices, that is a salmon. So he's also a symbol of abundance, guidance, endurance. Beautiful. And he's leaping up. Like, you know, salmon go through that migratory process where they actually have the ability to swim upstream to get to where they're going. So talk about like endurance and progress and letting your emotions propel you forward in such a beautiful way. The only thing that I find troublesome about this deck is how slippery the cards are. So like when shuffling, they fall out really easily, but I'm also used to, and the card stock's a little thinner than what I'm used to. So I'm used to a thicker card that has more of like a matte versus the glossy finish. Small thing, it's just my hands just need to adjust, and I'm pretty sure it'll just take me using the deck daily to kind of get used to the different sides of the card. So I'm really pleased with this. I am pleasantly surprised by the Green Witch Tarot. I did not know if it was going to really resonate with me, but it did, and I'm so glad that I purchased it. Yeah, and I'm excited to really dive deeper into combining tarot with magic and witchcraft and wonder, which is all things that I use anyway, herbs, crystals, intention, so it's not that far off. And I love how it brings in the story of like God and Goddess, and it takes you on a journey through the different rituals that take place. So I'm hoping that this will deepen my practice as not only a tarot reader, but also as a practitioner of magic. And now that I've pulled this deck out, I'm like, I want to use this deck too. This deck has like the traditional Fool as card 0, where this deck has the Green Man and I lost him. He's usually not too far behind, and there's some connection with that. This deck likes to be outside. When I got to my office, I started working, so I had the deck inside the carry-on, the bag that I carry it in, and it was like, let me out. So this deck is definitely, that's going to be one that needs to connect with nature. And I did something different with this deck. So in the companion book, I was trying to find the Green Man. He's hiding, so you could compare the Fool card with the Green Man. If I don't find him, then we'll just move on. It's funny because he's usually like not too far from the top of the deck, if not like right being the first card anyway. Okay, so I cannot locate the Green Man card, and that's okay. It just means we need to move on. So now I'm like, where is he? And I still cannot find it. I still can't find it. That's funny. So what was I saying? So one of the things that I did when I consecrated this deck is I did pull in the 4 elements. I used herbs, I used fire, I used water, and I'm missing something. And I also used incense for air. And I think that's what really bridged the gap, because it showed like a different reverence and respect for the deck and for the intention. And it just, I don't know, it just did something for me. I really enjoyed that process, and then charging it with different crystals that really resonated with the energy. So one of the reasons that I chose Merlinite, there's the Green Man, he wasn't too far, is because of its connection to magic, to Merlin, the magician, also the balance of light and dark in the stone. And I thought that would really connect and resonate with this deck, not only for, you know, the light and dark, but there's also the sun and moon, the god, the goddess, and then light magic, dark magic. So just balance, I really felt like was coming by placing this stone with it, and it just really resonates. And the green, of course, is to honor. There's something about this card that really, really calls to me, and I know that it's going to draw me out to nature. So I wanted to show you the Green Witch Tarot and the Everyday Witch Tarot, full or zero or full card. Here we have Green Man, which it's showing kind of like a festival or ritual honoring the awakening of the earth. And then we have like kind of the typical full card based off of the traditional Rider Waite system. So big differences in the energies of these decks, and like this is, I really feel like, why this deck pulled me in. And it's one that I've really been taking time like journaling and just really looking through each of the card and just noting my reaction, my initial impression on the meanings of the cards. And so when I read the story in these cards, it's very intuitive, and the stories are so clear, and I relate to it on a deep level. So I really feel like that deck was truly meant for me, and I'm so excited to have it and looking forward to making magic with it and really connecting with this beautiful deck. I'm getting ready to actually head home for the day, and I'm probably going to go down by the river with my deck and my journal and see what happens. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have a favorite tarot deck that you use within your magical practices, please let me know. Leave it in the comments below. I would love to check it out and see if it resonates with me. Peace.